Don't make her laugh, guys.
Hello, everybody. This is Elisha Keating from WisdomSeekers.net, and we're here today with incomparable Maria. And if you haven't heard her reading before, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. And she is very good. We have as her
Profile
as her assistant, the well-known Spirit Feather. And she takes a lot of courage in her hands to come on and have a reading with Maria, because Maria is very, very good. And she also happens to tell you the truth. Sometimes we don't want to know the truth. I'm taking this as a self-experience and I'm teasing them. But hi, Maria, tell me a little bit about what's happening with you today.
I'm good. It's been a little interesting today. So
The energies are cool, are they?
yes, they are. So, but it's good. Just a little different.
Different is good.
Yes, different energies.
And I find too that the energy is anything but mellow.
No, yeah, no mellow.
Yeah, mellow is not a word that the energy understands. So
Really not boring.
no, it is not boring. How about you, Spirit Feather?
Energy's up and down. I've been noticing a lot of, like what Maria has been experiencing, a lot of explosive tempers, or I don't know if the collective right now is going through like an ego death or an ego processing, but I've noticed even within myself, like I'm processing parts of me like that I can trace back to childhood, like voices, judgment to myself. So it's like an ego death, and I'm noticing that with other people too.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It does feel like there's a lot of ending energy.
Mm-hmm.
Things are shifting and changing and clearing. Isn't that joyful? I know every spirit, every light worker who's been around for a few years knows that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Good feeling.
so one of the things we're doing today, the thing we're doing today is this is February. This is the month of love. And so we're talking about endings rather than beginnings. But every ending creates a beginning. And today we're going to demonstrate Maria's ability to do love readings. It also demonstrates her ability to do readings in general, but today it's a love reading, and she's going to read for Spirit Feather. And I forgot to ask, do you want me to stay or do you want me to leave? I'll be right here. I'll keep my mic on, but it's entirely up to you.
I'm fine with whatever you guys like to do.
No, it's you get the call on this one.
Me?
Yes, this is where we're spotlighting you.
Then you can stay.
Okay, so if I try and keep my mouth shut, sometimes it's a little hard because I'm very verbose, but so Sogo says, "Hey, beautiful ladies,"
Hi, Sogo.
and Camille says, "Hello, yes, new beginnings."
Yay.
And we're a little early for our crowd, I think.
Yeah.
But it's the replays we get.
Yeah.
We get a lot of replays.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
I watch
exciting.
most of the stuff later too, you know.
Yeah. Did you listen to the one of Elizabeth and I from Monday?
No, I have not yet.
If you get a chance to, it's actually really good.
Good.
It's more, Jesper was asking questions,
Uh-huh.
and so the questions were very high-minded.
Oh.
It's very good. It was sort of like spirituality versus science kind of thing.
I like it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Good.
Okay, so Spirit Feather,
Mm-hmm.
you get to ask your questions so the world knows what you're wanting to know.
Oh goodness, I didn't prepare any questions. I guess what I would like to know is what is it internally that stops me from fostering a healthy relationship that lasts? That's a heavy question. And I guess whatever else comes up.
And also, of course, she wants to know what's coming up in the realm of love.
Oh, no.
Everybody wants to know that.
Okay.
Well, Camille says, let's get this started. I've been waiting all day. Okay, we're doing it.
Love it. So what I'm getting into why what's stopping you from having healthy relationship, I'm getting, which is funny because before you asked that question I was getting cards. So I'm getting, I don't know if it has something to do with your childhood.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's a big, your childhood plays a big part of that. And I'm getting acceptance. So maybe accepting that you deserve to have a healthy relationship or to be loved by somebody in the right way. Also trust. It's a big part, trusting so you can have new beginnings.
That makes
Let's see. I like that. I feel like there's something else. Okay, let's see. Let me see about that. I feel like there's more messages. Yeah. And I don't know if get a little personal now, but I don't know if when you get in a relationship, I don't know if they're usually move too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Definitely.
So I'm getting more of like not like get to know each other, be friends first before it gets to the like intimate part, not just the physical intimate, but just emotionally intimate. I feel because that actually is, even though if the person is fine, is doing all the right things, I think it's blocking you because it's scaring you off because you're like, okay, I don't know everything. What if it turns out this way? I think you're psyching yourself out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's not giving you the freedom to actually explore not just the other person but yourself, or how you act in a relationship, or what do you like, what would you like out of the relationship, and how you would like it to go. Okay, so what's your next question?
I should have prepared questions. I guess if there's anything, yeah, like Elijah said, what's coming next, I guess.
Coming next? Okay, let's see. True love. Okay, let's see.
Oh, I can see the look on your face.
Well, I had that dream I told you about, right?
She said no. Okay. Okay, so I got true love, express yourself, children, and love yourself first. So I am getting, I don't know if you've met this person already or you're going to meet him really soon. So I feel like that kind of ties with what I just said a little bit ago. Be open to express yourself or how you feel and what you want early on, and you have a son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I feel like, of course, it says, children. So it's, of course, that affects your love life. I have kids too. So of course, I think that's another, not just with you, but anybody that has kids, when you bring somebody new in your life, or,
Of course, to be accepting, because if they don't accept my son, see you later.
Yeah, but even just not that, just the way they, even if they're accepting they're a good person, you still want, I guess, the values they have and how they act, even though, let's say they're great, if you don't have the same values and you don't want your son to, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
see that, act that way, or I hope I'm explaining that right.
No, yeah,
You want to, like, for example, you want them to be open to spirituality, you know what I mean? They could be a great person, but not as open. So if they're saying, okay, I'm not open to that, I think that's not okay, or that's crazy, or that's bad. You don't want your son around. You know what I mean? That.
Yeah.
I
might know this person already.
Okay, let's see.
Interesting, because like I'm super single at this point. So
Me too. I'm super single.
super power. That's interesting.
Okay. So if we're talking about the person, so I'm picking up on him or whoever that person is. I got self-sabotage with him. Is he self-sabotaging, or are you self-sabotaging the relationship? Do you feel
I
that's
think
going on?
that it's a pattern I've had. And if it's who I think it is, it's a pattern he had too. We mirrored it.
Okay. So I'm getting that somebody that is very logical, more logical than emotional, which is a lot. But I'm not all men are like that, but he's more logical than emotional. So I don't know if that's what is, or you guys are, you said mirroring each other. Is it somebody that even if you guys weren't together before together, something that maybe you did try and ended? I feel like it was something that I tried to start before and it didn't really go anywhere. So,
It was great.
it was you?
Yeah, it was both of us. Like it was like a false start and we went way too fast. And I tried to like hold my horses kind of thing. It did not work.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm getting that, and I'm also getting there's a lot of stuff that both of you are hiding from each other. Now, I'm not saying like other people, like I feel like,
Masks.
I'm sorry?
Masks.
Yes, like you weren't open because you were scared or because it was moving fast.
Yeah.
Let's see.
When it comes to relationships, I have this thing where I get scared and I poof up like a cat. Like, I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah, it makes sense. So I am getting, I don't like using the words, oh, like but I feel like he's somebody that's very important. I mean, everybody's important, but somebody that
Okay.
very important in your life. That's somebody that you're gonna learn a lot of stuff from, and you're still learning from each other. From the divine, I keep the divining. It's a lot of trials and tribulations that you went with him in the past that I feel like you're not still learning, but maybe you just how do I say this?
Soul lessons.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, go ahead.
No, that makes total sense if it's who I think it is.
Yeah. And I feel like it was very passionate and very open, and then it was just the curiosity and excitement, like because you guys were getting each other, you couldn't help but move fast, but that's what
I think it was a genuine connection. It's just my mind's into the game and feared.
Yes. Okay. So I'm good. So this is what I'm seeing. So I feel like you guys still haven't made a decision of where to take this. Does that resonate?
Yeah, because I'm not talking to him or anybody at this point, so it's not cemented. It's just kind of hanging in the air right now.
Yes, I feel it's leaning towards more to you because I get the Queen of Cups because you're very intuitive and sensitive. So I feel like, I mean, if you're the one that's kind of not making a decision, like you're not going forward with this, but then you don't want to completely put it away. Does that make sense? So you're kind of, in the middle. So let's see. Okay. So I see that still, of course, you do what you feel it's right, but I see that you're leaning more towards like exploring this in like a steady and progressive pace, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And I feel like you have all the tools to do that and see where it goes without doing what you did before, like, get scared or yeah.
Yeah, I've done quite a bit of I guess soul healing since then. Changed
Mhm.
quite.
Yes, because I feel like you came up as a magician, somebody that is very for me, magician, well, in this context, somebody that's has all the tools, like you have the tools now that you didn't before, pretty much,
Mhm.
to be able to explore this, the way you want to. And I'm getting the 10 of Cups, so commitment and joy. So I don't know.
It would have to be a teamwork thing because I'm not sure on his end. There's no communication at all.
It's funny because when you said that, I got 6 of Cups, which is a reunion for me. So let's see. Let's see how he feels. How he feels. Okay, so let me ask you this. So the reason why he's not communicating, is it because it was, I mean, I know you said it was kind of mutual, but was it more kind of your choice not to communicate anymore?
At first, yeah, but then things just kind of, how do I put it? There was no definite ending. It was just a fade out.
Because I'm getting that he has the urge, the energy urge, communication, but he's like going back and forth, back and forth. Because he's trying to get like a concrete way or strategy of like communicating with you. He's like, okay, if I do this, I gotta do it this way. Or he's like
He's
overthinking it.
probably scared. He probably thinks I like hate him or something. But I don't hate.
Yeah, he's really in his head. But I'm getting the 8 of Wands. For me, it's like messages like he wants to, but yeah.
You are so spot on. This is so cool.
He sees you as the Queen of Wands, so somebody that's he's very of course attracted to you, but it's more than just physically. He's attracted to you because of who you are and your personality. She's attracted to you like your whole being. And I don't feel like he feels like you hate him, but he feels that if he doesn't communicate the right way, he has like pretty much one chance. And if he doesn't communicate the right way, then you're not gonna hear him out again, pretty much. If that makes sense.
I'd have to say that is true. Just because
Trying
it was kind of painful.
Yeah, he's trying to balance it out. Like he's trying to literally, it's funny because I've never got this from this card before. It's funny that I'm getting it for you. Literally handing you the world. I've never noticed that before. So you can see that,
Wow.
it's so weird. I've never noticed. I mean, I see it, but I've never thought about that like that. Let's see. Interesting. Let's see the yeah. He's just the Empress. So yeah. Let's see.
If I remember correctly, the Empress combines all queens into one.
Uh-huh. Yes, it does. And that's how he sees you. It's funny how I said when I get the 8 of Wands, what I'm getting is that, because that's messages for me, that I'm getting that he's like all over, and I tried to clarify the other ones, and I'm getting kind of like he has a scattered mindset. That's what, he's like all over it. Like he's all over the place. Let's see.
Yeah, but it's very typical for him. He's had some rough experiences in his life. So.
But there I see again, he's leaning more towards talking to you, and you're uniting with you, even if it's just to talk things out. He doesn't like the fact that it just faded out. He doesn't want you to think that he doesn't care. So
Pretty cool.
so cool. Yeah, it's funny. So he is thinking of coming together, like literally thinking. You see the smoke coming in our head. I'm just literally thinking about it all the time. So
I have a question. What would
Yes.
be advice for me on how to handle the situation, or just in general? Any advice for me?
How to handle the situation right now? Okay, let's see. I feel like I need to still keep using this card. Let me shuffle in a second. Handle. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. I'm getting that when he does come forward, I feel like or just even right now, like you can even do it if you're not like physically talking to him, like you can talk to him more, because you guys can feel each other's energies. Be a little more sensitive to his emotional part of him. Like I feel like I'm not saying that you're not like sensitive or kind. I feel like how do I put this?
Well, there's a part of my ego where I want to be like, ow, that hurt. But if I could just leave that and just kind of try to understand him, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean it's okay to tell him how you feel. Like, hey, this is, you should never let anybody hurt you, and not say anything about it. But I feel like it's be a little more like, just hear him out first, being a little more open to where it's coming from, I guess. Because I feel in the past, like he was a little more open, trying to figure out where you're coming from when it came to the emotional stuff. And you are more like, that hurts, so I'm not listening to this. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so I feel like that is going on, and I'm no way saying, hey, let him be an ass and don't, confront him. But some say it's that you understand what I'm trying to say, the difference between what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah,
Just-
in the past I got overwhelmed and I just shut down. So
yeah, there you go. Because I feel that is why things weren't kind of balanced enough in the past to guys for you to even just talk, and you know what I mean, like communicate clearly. And this, I feel like, why it feels like a missed opportunity. He feels like this was a missed opportunity, and I feel like you feel the same way. So that's the pretty much message. Just, you know what I mean. And I feel like you're way more ahead than you were last time you interacted with him. Like you said, you did a lot of healing. So but even when you do heal something, especially for me, what I feel is I feel like, okay, I did work, I healed it, and then something comes up and you can feel it, you're like, dang. But you recognize it before. Because for me in the past, like something triggers me and I act away, and I'm like, later I'm like, oh my goodness, I acted this way because it triggered this. But after you worked on it, you see it before you act. So you're like, oh, I'm like, oh, okay, great. Now you want to test me and see if I really worked on that.
yeah, that awareness comes in, right? And you're more aware and you can see those triggers.
Yes. So I feel like even when you work on something, it's always still kind of there. It never really goes away. You just recognize it. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're at that point right now where I feel even if it like triggers you or you see it, you'll now react to it the way you did before. So that's what I'm getting. Let me see. Yeah, it pretty much says don't isolate yourself. Do not go within. Like don't shut down.
Yeah, that is a huge issue I've had with most aspects of my life, is shutting down and just I don't know. Communication issues on both ends.
So I feel like you're like feels like for you to not shut down, it feels like a balancing act, like because you shut down, but you are working on that. So I feel like even though you're working on it, you're not as comfortable as you want to be, but I don't think you're going to get comfortable until you put yourself in the situation. I'm not just talking just about him. You know what I mean? Like other relationships too. Once you start, like, okay, you worked on that, but you have to practice it, like not shutting down. You got the Lovers. Let's see. Yeah, because this is of course, it's a love connection. I got the Lovers, and it's pretty much the Hangman, like kind of hang up in the air, but also both of you are getting learning. Even though you guys are not interacting with each other, you're both learning from the situation, even though still learning, and you're getting new perspective. Like you said, like you notice that you shut down and you are working on it, and for him the same thing. He's working on his issues, his fears. Any other questions?
I think that's pretty good. I think you covered everything and you picked up on stuff really well. That's awesome.
Thanks. Thank you. I'm glad. See, you said that it would be boring. It was not boring.
Well, it's not really, because like I am single and not mingling, basically.
Oh, trust me, I did a reading. Oh my goodness, a few days ago. I was so surprised what I picked. I was like, oh goodness, it's like a soap opera. I was like, okay, I can't. I'm tapping out.
That's awesome. You pick up on different things. That's so cool.
Yeah, I did not expect that from that friend. I was like, oh, you're doing what? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I usually use, let's use this cards and get some more clarification of, you said what, let's see if we can give you some more messages on how to, who doesn't have work to do, on what's interfering or what can help or you can do to make that process easier for you. So I get grounding, which makes sense for you because you're very into the energy, right?
Yeah, I get floated sometimes. I forget to be on Earth.
Yes, so I feel like grounding will help with everything, not just relationships, everyday life. Yeah, because I see you really working with the energies, and you're kind of like floating, like you said, and it's very interesting. And I'm getting relationship healings and ancient wisdom. So you have all the wisdom you need to heal yourself and everybody else around you. So, and you already know that. Like, it's just easier when you tell other people or you help other people than you help yourself. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like, I need to take my own advice, and I get creativity, courage. So, I mean, of course, you're creative. Your drawings they're so amazing. So I feel like did you ever do this before, or is it a new thing that you're doing?
I used to draw all the time when I was younger, but it wasn't, at least I didn't realize I was channeling anything until later.
I feel like you just get the courage to share your creativity with everybody else, and that helps a lot with all the work you're doing. So I love it.
Sorry, my cat something apart.
Self-love, yeah, self-love. And I feel like you're getting clarity, heart healing. You're getting clarity. So even though you're doing work for others, which I think that's for anybody that's a healer, well, you do help for others, or you help others or work for others, you healing yourself also, and you also realizing things that you need to work on yourself, or you get ideas of like, oh, okay, so this what's going on with them, this can help me too. Or
Yeah.
I've noticed that a lot of stuff that when I'm drawn to people, it's kind of like the same situation I'm going through, if that makes sense, or it's
Mhm.
very similar. So I'm getting messages for them and me, and it's sometimes I'm just roll my eyes. I'm like, it's not for me.
Yeah, you're just like, no.
I'm
It's like
good.
you keep yourself clear every time.
Yes. I'm like, I'm good. Thanks. I don't need it. But I feel like the fact that you started drawing again, or you're sharing your drawing with everybody, um, it's giving you clarity to help not heal, or help heal, or so because I don't like, so I feel like what we do is we help other people heal themselves pretty much.
Right.
Because they have the tools and everything, we just remind them how to do it, and we help them out. But that helps you heal you and everybody else, and like you're letting your light shine, so I feel like you're getting more confident and more powerful in your healing and your work. So that's what I'm getting.
It's really awesome. Gosh, you are so spot on. Wow.
Thanks.
Give you a high five.
I just learned to say thank you, and I say, really, I was right.
Yeah, I still get that way. Like I doubt myself. I'm like, no, let's keep you right. So I just finally say it, and yep, sure enough.
I know, it's funny. I'm like, you're right. I'm like, I am, I was, what? Or I have people like, hey, remember you said this and this to me? Like, that was like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, I don't remember. Like when
Yeah,
I do
no,
messages, I can't remember them afterwards. I'm really
no,
hard for me to
we
remember.
get the energy and we process it and give it out, and then it just disappears.
Yeah, exactly. So people don't understand it. Like, how can you not remember? I'm like,
Because we can't hold on to everyone else's energy, or we get so bogged down, right?
I don't remember that. Did I tell you that? Yes. Like, yes, I wrote it down. I'm like, good. Keep writing it down because I won't remember. So don't ask me. Even with Elijah, she's like, oh, remember the card you pulled up? I'm like, ooh, I remember this card, but I don't remember any other cards. I'm so sorry. Maybe I should write them down.
No,
So
you don't want to remember them.
no, okay. Okay, cool.
I do find though that I can read for a person and not remember them for years, and they'll come back in and I start reading and I'll ask them, okay, what happened to this person? What happened? And I'd say, that's so freaky. So it might be that that's something that you'll be able to store in the energies and bring back when you need it. But if you're not in the energies when they ask you, you can't remember.
No, I don't. And I've done that before where they'll ask me and I'm like, I have no idea. And then I would just read for them again, and the same information will come back up. And they're like, I thought you didn't remember. I'm like, I didn't.
But you don't. And I'm the same way. When I'm in the energies, I can remember stuff, and it does. I've had people say, that's really freaky. I'm not sure I like it. But
Sorry.
I don't, but when I'm out of the energy, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's me neither. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
But that's okay.
That is
It's
good.
really when that telepathy kicks in and you can hear them talking to you and you respond before they even say something. It freaks them out.
Oh yeah, that's don't do that.
Not
yeah.
dude.
I mean, I don't know how many people, and Marie must have been the same, who kind of go, what did you say that for?
Yeah, I used to do that. I still do. So I freak people out a lot of times. I would answer the question before they even, or start talking about something before they even say anything. I did it today. We still go. It was funny. I was in the car. We both got in the car. She's like, I'll send you the address to where we're gonna go. I'm like, okay. And then I roll my window down, like, hey, I need to get gas. He's like, I just messaged you. I need to get gas. So like something like that. Like I just pick up and it's funny. Or I do that with text messaging too, which a lot of people can't do it through technology. But let's say they will send me a text message and I will read it. Like, and I can read, I promise. And then I will respond and they're like, I didn't even say anything about that. How do you know that? So I'm like, yeah, you just told me. And I looked at the message and I was like, oh, that you didn't just tell me that. You weren't even
Yeah.
talking about anything close to it. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, how do I explain this now? You know, the people that don't know how I
Sneaky
am.
that way though.
Hmm?
Text is sneaky that way. They'll put a message in there and you go back and that's not what I had.
Exactly. Like for one time, for example, I had this one friend, he messaged me saying something about, oh, this is what's going on. Can't make it today, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, and then I messaged back, oh, great. I love that your grandfather is here and you get to spend time with family and da da da. And then he messaged me, he's like, I never told you my grandfather was here. Did I tell you that earlier? I was like,
Yeah, you did.
sure, you did. But I was like, he's like, no, I didn't. I'm looking at the past messages. I have not. I was like, oh, couldn't really play it off because we didn't really talk on the phone. It was through text. I was like, oh, geez.
Yeah, but the majority of times they're not going to go back and check
Yeah.
unless
So I
they're
was,
super duper freaked out.
I was like, please don't check. Please don't check. Please don't check. Please don't check.
Yeah, I know. I do that all the time as well, but I just sort of slide it in as part of the continuing conversation.
Mm-mm. You need to teach him how to do that because I'm not that slick yet.
Yeah, well, I had daughters who are your age who I've always told from the beginning, answer what they're saying, not what they're feeling.
Yeah, I do that all the time too. And I answer what they're feeling and they just look at me like, oh yeah,
What
no,
they're feeling is not anything to do with what the words are.
don't want to talk to you anymore. Or they have one extreme or the other. They're like, oh, they get me. I'm gonna open up more, or like, ooh, yeah, we're not going there. You know. So.
Mhm. It depends, yeah.
So yeah, it was very interesting.
So I have a question before we open it up to people asking questions about love.
Okay.
Pardon me. You guys, I don't know why you came into my life about the same time. In the aspect of wisdom seekers, Spirit Feather and Elizabeth and I have been Sabi. We've been talking about a co-op living situation. I mean, it's in the dream stage. Exactly, nothing more than the dream stage.
No,
But
pretty cool dream.
it's a dream I've had for years, 10 years at least. Could you pull some cards on a co-op living situation? I'll tell you a little bit about it. What I see for it. Everybody lives individually, but we have a main house, not house, a dining room area where people can gather and do things. Be a working farm with lots of and a working farm, but it'd have an area that where for people to go biking or riding or walking all around and things like that. The kids that come on, they can get extra spending money by working on the farm, etc., etc. And it's and of course it'd be people work on wisdom seekers would have a space to work on wisdom seekers and things like that.
Well, where would this be? Can I ask
We
that?
don't know that yet. Probably somewhere where there's mountains.
I feel like I'm getting
Of course
a
you
lot.
could, Nikki.
Huh? What is
Says,
it?
can I move there too? Yeah, well, that's what it would be like. It would be for people of like-minded.
That's what I was asking. I was like, is it gonna be somewhere warm? Because I'm in.
Well, you know what I was thinking? A place like that, after it gets to a certain number of people, you want to split it off, right? You wouldn't want to have more than, I don't know, max 100 people and then sort of bubble it off and start somewhere else. So yeah, could be a warm place because I can't see Elizabeth moving from a warm place either.
Yeah. So I am getting that it's very possible. I'm getting um discipline.
It'd have to be discipline for groups of people to live together.
Yes, discipline. And I'm getting indecision. Like you guys are like kind of in the, of course, you haven't made up your minds to do it,
No, like I say, it's the dream stage.
But I'm really getting like, because I feel like, of course, like you're in the service of like helping people. Yeah, learning and life purpose. I'm getting that you are already kind of manifesting that, or actually putting it into, if it's not directly that or exactly that, I feel like you guys are already working on something like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So for instance, an example would be with Wisdom Seekers. When I started to put it together, I had all these dreams, and every single one of them, I can pretty well click off the box that they've manifested, except for making so much money we could manifest a farm, a living situation.
And I'm getting the farm because I'm getting Mother Earth, so I'm definitely.
Yeah, it would have to be a place that has acreage where we can grow our own groceries and things like that, where the kids could learn how to make bread,
That'd be so fun.
Yeah, and where there's enough people that the kids can run wild, so to speak, but everybody's keeping an eye on them.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that, because I told you what I got from these cards, but I'm getting a different message. So I feel like you said the kids, and I'm getting the kids will be taught discipline, empathy, and how to be service to others.
They'd have to be. I mean, we are. I think it is the law of one, but it makes sense. You have to be anything spiritual. You have to be in service, 51% in service to others.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it would be a basic tenet of spiritual. It is a basic tenet of spirituality. So to be in service, and we are in service. That's what we do. Wisdom Seekers is sort of more of a teaching platform than it is a psychic platform. We do psychic because we need it's how we can support ourselves, right?
Of course.
And we're good at it, as you proved just now.
Thanks. I mean, you gotta, even when you help others, I mean, you have to, people don't, I mean, most people understand that, but you have to be able to take care of yourself,
Yeah,
So,
and that's the oxymoron, right? You put yourself first and be in service to others 51%.
yes. Yeah, you can help yourself, you can't help others. I don't know, I don't care how much. I've learned that the hard way. I don't care how caring and kind you are and how much you want to help others. If you can't help yourself, you can't help others. So
yeah, if this is not full, there's nothing there for other people.
No, it's not. That's true.
Yeah. So one of the things that, and I'm going to put you on the spot, Spirit Feather, is I keep suggesting to Spirit Feather that she take time between her endeavors. But she's young and she's still got this energy and she can still do it. And then suddenly she says, "Oh, I pooped."
Yep.
And so if you look after yourself first, you will lose that, oh, I'm too tired, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, it takes balance and for me to not be so starved. But that's funny because the last little while in the readings I've been doing, that's been popping up too, where we can't fill another cup of ours is empty. And I feel like the universe pointing at me like, hey, listen.
For you.
The universe is really good at letting people know exactly what they think. Okay, hang on. I can't talk to this. People message me and it pops up. I'd love to talk to this lady, but I suggested anyhow, I'll talk to her later. So
said
we
that
are
because
going to open this up now to people who have questions like Tyler.
Okay.
And she hasn't got a question, but I know she will have a question. So we're opening this, what time is it? It is, well, we're almost done. But we're opening it up for a couple of minutes to do readings, love readings specifically, but we will do something else if you ask them quick, because we've got like 10 minutes before we're finished. So, and my thing does not always tell me what's happening. But
No, yeah.
so that's really exciting about that, and I know I would love I in this place. Well, we're waiting for people to ask questions. I know I want to have horses, of course.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah. And I want all kinds of horses. I want the miniature to the draft horses.
oh,
Yeah, because I love the draft horses, and I've never actually had spent much time with the miniature, but we had when we lived in Mexico, we had a thoroughbred Percheron cross, the English thoroughbred, and he was a character and a half.
oh,
But
I had a Clydesdale growing up, and he was like this sweet, gentle, giant, dopey horse. Loved slushies. Was scared of plastic bags. Like I miss having horses.
so nobody's asking questions, huh? They're going to suddenly realize that they can ask a question. Aaron's on. Hey, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
And they're going to suddenly realize. So when nobody's there, okay, got a question. Nikki says, oh, I don't have a question for me, but my cousin keeps asking me to read for her and her boyfriend. Do you see them being together and getting married, or even just a long-term term?
yeah. Whose cousins? Sorry,
It's
yeah.
Nikki Reynolds, and I'm not sure what the last word is, honest God. A long-term equation, maybe, a long-term relationship. Oh, relationships, long-term relationships. I'm assuming Erin's on because I see her popping up on the side.
Yeah.
But, what else? So while you're popping, one of the things, Erin has got a 30-minute, $55 mediumship for between now to the 20th, for you to get in contact with those, for your dearly beloveds that have moved on to the other side. For Valentine's, Maria has, and we haven't actually gone in and changed the times, but any reading that we have for any of our readers that are doing love readings, her name is Desiree and his name is Wayne, if that
Okay.
helps.
So what I'm getting is that it's still I don't know how new it is, but it feels like it's still in the stage where it's new, even though they've been together for a while. But I'm getting that it is possible to be together long term. I feel like they need to plan and make decisions of what, pretty much like see how they can cooperate their lives together, what they're okay with, what they can compromise and not compromise with. But I see that it's possible to be long term. Yeah, it's a relationship that can go long term. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Tyler says, Maria told me that I would get a boyfriend this year and I wanted to know what month that might happen. I'm curious.
Okay.
Again, time is relative.
It is.
We can give a guesstimate, but things change and shift. You change something in your personality and suddenly it happens right away. And Nikki says, thank you.
I'm getting April.
Funny, I got around that time too, like April, May.
Let's see. Love
That's
it.
good because I don't get times hardly. People have to ask me.
It can be hard sometimes.
Well, I do, but it's funny because, like for example, my friend asked me, okay, do you see me having another baby? And I was like, yes, I get a 6. So, but I was still not getting a clear like 6 months, 6, So that was like a year ago, and she's like, see, it hasn't been 6 months. It was the 6th month of the that it was 6 weeks. I'm like, well, it works differently. Well, she's due in June of this year.
6 months.
So I'm like, I tell them, I'm like, time is kind of, I'm right, but it's kind of off. Or another friend, she's like, do you see me? I was like, I see you getting engaged, but she's like, and I got an 8, and she's like, oh, my birthday. I was like, not sure. But it was 8 months. So she got engaged 8 months after the reading. So I can be on, but I don't know where I'm on.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing you can be 100% sure of is the universe has a huge sense of humor.
Yeah, it does. It's the thing is they're really funny. And they're not. Just kidding.
No, not at all. Especially when they give me songs to give out as messages from the guides. I think that is just horrendously bad taste.
Yeah, it's hilarious. That's funny though. That is funny.
Yeah, especially if you hear me sing. And then Elle's in the background, Mom, 30 seconds is all you get.
Yeah.
Because they'll take away our channeling, right?
Yeah.
They'll take away our channel. So that's it.
That's it.
That's it. And we've got 5 minutes. So why don't we just advertise?
Okay.
So we have a lot of people on here don't know this, but Spirit Feather's been doing spirit drawings.
Mhm.
Is that what you'd call them?
Spiritual art, energetic art.
And they are depicting the depiction of the person from a.
Well, it's from aspects of their soul. So like for some people, they can have different aspects. It can be Fey energy, like alien, Octurian. So I draw what I feel, what your guides show me, and it's like a physical form of that energy that you hold.
I have to say the one you did for Elizabeth just and the channeling you did that went with it was exactly that I've been trying to tell her for 2-3 years.
It gave me goosebumps. Like hers was so proper. Like the other ones were too, but hers, I just had goosebumps all over, especially the ending part.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
And the feathers around her ankles are just perfect. So Jennifer says, was curious if you ladies know why a past soulmate would come into my dreams for the past year several times that I haven't had any contact with in many, many years. He doesn't talk in the dreams, and I have no thoughts of contacting him. Don't jump around on me. Just wondering why I pick up his energies without trying to. Thank you. It could be that there's something in that relationship that is time for you to move to
Yeah.
let it go.
What I felt, and I've been having the same thing, where we go into the dream state bleh, to process and heal certain things. So there could be some energy between you two that you are processing. It's like energetic therapy, kind of.
That's a good answer. Do you get anything, Maria?
Yes, I'm getting the same thing. I'm getting that they're both healing something. That's why I feel like he's visiting her in her dreams. And I feel like they do talk. She just doesn't remember. So they're working through things in their dream stage. So.
Oh, Tyler says that's funny. I was thinking it might be after me and my family moved, which would probably be around April. I'm nervous since I've never had a boyfriend before, but I'm sure it will turn out fine. And thank you. It's a ride. A boyfriend, especially first boyfriends, it's a ride.
Yeah.
I'm too far away from it. I can't really tell you, but Maria and Spirit Feather can tell you more what having a boyfriend's like.
It's been a long time, so I don't know either.
Dang.
What is? I don't know. It can be fun. Can be a roller coaster. It can be everything. I guess.
Really depends on the person you're with too,
Yeah.
because it's so different. Every relationship is different.
Hmm.
And the key, of course, is communications.
Yes, it
It-
is.
No matter how
And
close you are, how
honesty.
much you love them, they're still going to think different than you.
That's right.
So you say one thing and they'll hear Z when you said, no, it was A. So yeah, we have to find common language, I guess is the point.
Yeah, it just takes work and yeah, being committed.
And Nikki says, or it's like being married and it's a pain in the, you know what? Yes, we do know that. Well, a few of us do. Okay, so yeah, so to Wednesday, I think the next thing that we're doing is Friday in the morning sometime, YouTube for Wisdom Seekers, that's me. Anything else is just a pop-up. I think Monday we have Elizabeth again. Well, tonight, I'm sorry, tonight Maddie's on at 5 o'clock Pacific time.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it. I can't think of anything else. Anything I'm missing, Spirit?
I was thinking maybe I could do another interactive one, maybe a Saturday if you're open to it or something.
I am, as
Mhm.
long as my kids are, and I don't have anything, and we're pretty well locked down at the moment.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
We'll figure out a time and I'll do the ad and everything.
yeah, okay. And Maria, is there anything you want to add?
No, I don't. Thank you so much for letting me, do this.
Thank
No,
you.
thank
You
you.
were so-
This is
You were
amazing.
so spot on. Like you picked up everything. Like I don't think you missed a single bit of energy at all.
I'm glad. Because I get really nervous
Me
and I
too.
get giggly. So sorry about that.
No, you're fine. Like I say, as I told the ladies before I went on, I won't ask them questions of public questions, not unless they're kind of neutral, because they are too good.
Mhm.
Both of them are way too good. So, yeah, but all your readings are in private, and they're all sacrosanct. They don't pass. We don't pass anything along to each other, so it's all perfect, all personal. Jennifer said, thank you, ladies. Where'd it go? I lost it. Jumped. Okay, thank you. It makes so much sense. I didn't consider that he may be working something out as well with our past energies. Jennifer says, hope you ladies have a wonderful day. Thank you for your time and energy. Namaste. Tyler says, thank you all for your time and energy. It was wonderful talking to you ladies. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you. And that's a really good out, right?
Yes, it is.
Namaste. Namasko.
Bye.